So in a world of inflation, digital currencies, and economic uncertainty, where do silver and gold stand? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you blast that subscribe button and get the bell notification clicked. That way you get updated with any new content. Today I wanted to talk about precious metals, specifically silver and gold. What I wanted to talk to you about though today is essentially the current landscape and what silver and gold can do for you, especially if you are new to the hobby or new to collecting and stacking, and also why this matters more now than ever before. Now, my most recent video, actually it depends on when this is dropping, but one of my most recent videos I talked about gold and whether or not you're too late to be investing in gold. And I tried to actually push that video out even further on my Discord and everything, but that video got flagged for election issues because I was talking about tariffs and what have you. But what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about silver and gold, in case you are new, is the historic value of silver and gold. This stuff has been used for centuries. Silver and gold has been a safe haven asset. Precious metals has been something that many countries and empires have gravitated towards for economic stability. There's a cultural and industrial significance to both metals. You'll hear a lot of people talking about the use of silver in various industries. In fact, just to tell you some of these industries, you've got electronics and electrical, you've got medical because of the antimicrobial coatings, automotive, we know, especially in electrical contacts and electric vehicles. Solar energy, we know that there's a lot of silver that's used in solar panels, mirrors, glass, chemical production, water purification, jewelry, and silverware. There's a lot of uses for silver. Now, gold also has its uses too, but gold typically seems to be something that countries, banks, and just your everyday person will stack just to hoard it and to hang on to it, whereas silver is used both for jewelry and its aesthetic purposes, but also for industrial uses. When it comes to gold versus silver, as to which one of these you should be buying, I always say that you should be buying both. Just like anything in your overall portfolio, you shouldn't be heavy into one particular investment. So you should have stocks, you should have bonds, you should have real estate, you should have precious metals. A lot of people say that in terms of precious metals, you should have around 10 to 15% of your overall net worth in precious metals. I argue to say that if you are in the stacking community, you are going to find that that number is much more with the people who are like us and like-minded like us. So gold. Why should you be buying gold? Well, gold is viewed as being more stable. If you look at the price of gold on a daily basis, you're going to see that it fluctuates a lot less than silver. Silver overall is going to be a lot more volatile on any given day. If you look at the overall trend lines of silver and gold, you'll see that silver kind of goes up and down, whereas gold, while it does have its up and downs, you're going to see that it overall has an upward trajectory. Now, the one issue though with gold is that there's a higher barrier to entry. It's going to cost you a lot more money to acquire this stuff. And this has been even more prevalent right now as I record this video because the price of gold continues to smash its all-time highs. Gold has been on a tremendous tear over the last couple of years. Gold recently breaking $3,300 an ounce. And there's a lot of investment banks and analysts who say that gold is going to reach $3,700 by the end of this year. And within a couple of years, it's going to be around $4,500. That means that stacking the stuff is going to be a lot more expensive. I run weekly live sales on my YouTube channel every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I had to think about it for a second every once in a while, the days and the time changes. But overall, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And what I've noticed, I've been doing this for 6 years now, I've seen the sales of gold has dropped significantly, and the sizes of the gold that is being purchased is dropping. So people that used to buy 1 ounce pieces are now dropping down to 1/4 ounce pieces. People that were buying 1/4 ounce pieces are dropping down to tenths or even grams. So there's a lot more expense that you would have to incur if you are looking to buy gold. Silver, while it's volatile, a lot of people say that there's tremendous upside potential. Silver has not hit its all-time highs in, I would say, 15 years. 2011, I believe, silver had reached an all-time high of $48. we're sitting around $32, $33 as I record this video. Silver has yet to hit its all-time highs. A lot of people think as we continue into the future that more and more silver is going to be used for industry. Silver is burned up through the use of various industries, so people think that there's going to be a much higher demand. And because we haven't hit the all-time highs, that there's tremendous room for growth. It's also often overlooked by new investors. So people that are in watching the news, reading the newspaper, listening to the news in their cars, they're hearing a lot about gold because gold is a top tier asset class for investing. You're not going to hear a lot of people talking about silver. So it seems that people kind of just fall upon silver through chance. I know that when I started buying precious metals, I kind of just happened upon gold and I made my gold purchase. And it wasn't until much later, 2005 is when I bought my first 4 ounces of gold. 2017, 18 is right around where I started stacking silver, predominantly silver, and then I kind of switched back into gold. But I found silver through doing my research on gold. It just seems to be a typical thing that happens with a lot of people that are looking to get into precious metals. So, future outlook, digital gold. So, a lot of people are talking about cryptocurrencies, right? You're hearing a lot of people talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP as the main three. And a lot of people say, man, I wish I had gotten into Bitcoin a lot sooner or into XRP or what have you. And same thing goes with gold. A lot of people say, man, I wish I had gotten into gold a lot sooner. And, I'll be the first to admit, I'm glad that I've been purchasing as much gold as I have been over the last, 10, 15 years. However, I also wish that I had, backed up the truck back in the day and purchased gold. But back when I was buying it, gold was at its all-time highs. And I was still purchasing it. And I was saying to myself, oh man, had I have only purchased gold sooner. But what's going to happen is you're going to have now all of these people that are investing in the actual physical precious metals, and they're also investing in cryptocurrencies. Actually, if you're watching this video, please make sure you comment down below if you are investing in both. And the thing is, there's only so much money to go around. You only have so much money to spread around all of your different investments. So when it comes to buying cryptocurrencies or physical metals, a lot of people, especially now and younger people, are getting into cryptocurrencies more, and they're not really looking into physical precious metals. It's more of something that their uncles or their grandparents or what have you were into. But cryptocurrencies definitely seem to be pulling a lot of that investment money out of the precious metals market. Let's see, I'm just looking over some notes here so I don't forget anything. Oh, okay, so the future outlook also for precious metals. There's some concerns about the sustainable mining practices. As you know, mining isn't exactly the safest industry. It's also ecologically harmful to the environment. And, we're going to keep on mining the earth. You're going to start running into situations where you're going to exhaust the mines. I'm actually located in New Jersey, and if any of you are from New Jersey or have seen some news, there's a lot of these highways in northern New Jersey and northwestern New Jersey, these highways with massive sinkholes that are just all of a sudden collapsing. These highways collapsing because there's actual mines that were running under these highways and they're now starting to collapse. It's kind of crazy story. If you are looking to get into precious metals, there are a few options for you. You can buy the physical stuff, which I highly recommend. A lot of people that get into the stacking community, they don't have a lot of faith in the government and the banks. So they tend to be the types that will buy the precious metals and they hoard it and sock it away. Same thing with their cash. You could buy the precious metals, the actual physical assets, but then you run the risk of either losing it or theft or what have you. You also should have some sort of security system in place and a safe, etc. There's a whole bunch of different things that you will need to protect your assets. But if you're not looking to actually own the physical stuff, you could buy exchange traded funds where they're these publicly traded funds that only invest in gold and silver contracts. So that way you don't actually have to have possession of the physical stuff. But a lot of people in the stacking community who are watching this video, more likely than not, you're the type of person that likes to actually hold on to the metals. Some people say if you don't hold it, you don't own it. I believe that to a degree. I'm not fully in that camp. I do like having the physical asset. However, I also don't necessarily believe if you don't hold it, you don't own it, but that's for another conversation. Dollar cost averaging. Here's the other thing. If you are buying gold and silver, it's important for you to dollar cost average. Dollar cost averaging essentially is making sure that you are purchasing your precious metals consistently over a long-term basis, because if you don't, if you're one of the people that have the fear of missing out and you go and you take a whole bunch of money and you just dump it onto your precious metals, more likely than not, what's going to happen is you're going to see the market drop and you're going to lose money. I've seen some videos from YouTubers that have said that buying precious metals, silver and gold, is the most stupid idea that they've ever had. And that's because they were an idiot and they purchased one time. They hear about silver and gold, they make a massive purchase. And then what happens? You fast forward a couple of months or a couple of years, and because they only purchased that one time, the market changes, it drops, and now they're upside down on their investment. If you are buying consistently, while the market's going up and down, you average your cost with all of your ounces, and eventually, as long as you're doing it correctly and over a long term, you're going to be doing well. If you read a lot of the comments within the stacking community and YouTubers such as myself, you'll see a lot of people who have been stacking over the long term and have done very well because of that. So it's very important for you to dollar cost average. It's no different than if you were to dollar cost average your stock purchases or your cryptocurrency purchases. It's the same thing. And you should look at the opportunities. A lot of people say buy the dip. If you see a downturn in the market prices, you can make some purchases then. Bring your dollar cost average down. Common mistakes to avoid: panic buying. That's a major thing that you want to avoid. There's a lot of people that do panic buying because they have the fear of missing out. They hear about everybody rushing to go get gold and silver. You hear people talking about the silver squeeze, which again is another topic that I don't want to get into right now. But you have a lot of people that go and do these panic purchases. And same type of thing that I was just talking about a moment ago is you go, you back up the truck, you buy all of this gold and silver, and then what happens? More likely than not, you're going to see the prices drop and you're going to do poorly. So do not panic buy. Do not ignore the cost of storage and security costs, okay? So a lot of people that I know within the stacking community, they invest a lot of money in their security camera systems. They invest a lot of money in their pew-pews. They invest a lot of money in their safes. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can do as well. Some people that have a significant amount of precious metals, they will pay for storing it in vaults. So you could vault your precious metals. Again, another topic that I will get into another time. I'm just kind of going through the basics, but you want to keep that in mind when you're buying your silver and gold. All those other costs that go around the purchasing and the storing of your gold and your silver, you want to keep that in mind. Some final thoughts. I'm just skimming my notes here. Diversify, like I said before. If you buy gold and silver, please keep in mind there's different types of gold and silver that you can buy. It depends on how nitty gritty you want to get within this hobby and this way of saving and investing. There's different types of gold coins and bullion that can be used for different purposes. Some stuff is more speculative and more investment grade, whereas other things are just meant to store your value. Same thing with silver. You could buy different weights. You could buy different coins that have different purities as well. So there's a whole range of different silver products and a whole range of different gold products that you can buy when you're making these purchases. So when you are looking to make these purchases, keep that in mind as well, because they all have different costs and they all have their different purposes. So I hope that kind of gives you a nice, overview of silver and gold investing and if you should be buying it for the future. I'm curious down below, are you one of the people that solely puts more of their money in cryptocurrencies? Or are you somebody that buys primarily silver and gold? Or are you somebody that's, looking at both of these assets, both digital and physical, and putting your money into both of these asset classes? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.